Wait, what?
What is that?
Is he having sex with the grass? Like, is it feeling good when he rubs it against the grass?
I don't know.
Getting paper cuts and shit.
I've seen dogs just drag their junk on the ground.
Oh,
like that,
my God.
The turtle thing doesn't even look like a penis,
That's
though.
not masturbating.
On today's podcast, we're going to attempt to do the impossible, and I'm only going to bring it up to intro the podcast. We're gonna fucking try to not talk about the coronavirus. We're gonna try.
Because it's like the only topic.
It's like the only thing anybody's talking about right now. What's up? It's the Jubal Show podcast. Jubal Show comes out every single Wednesday on iTunes and on YouTube. Make sure to rate, review, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget about the Fresh to Death podcast, which I do with my hot ass wife, Alex Fresh. That comes out on YouTube on Tuesdays where we get high and do stuff. And the Fresh to Death podcast every single Monday. iTunes, YouTube, rate, review, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Everybody's here today. Hot ass wife, Alex Fresh is here.
What's up?
Manny Martin is here. And John Slayton is here. And we were trying to prep for what to do on the podcast today, and there's two things going on. Both of them we don't want to talk about. And I'm sure by now you've heard enough coronavirus shit that you're tired of hearing about it. Right now the only thing going on is coronavirus and the election.
Yeah.
And we're all tired of both of those.
Yeah.
We're over it.
So we're going to see if we can not talk about the coronavirus. And maybe a little bit, I know Manny wanted to talk a little bit about politics, but other than that, not too much about that.
I just wanted to try my new coronavirus joke, which was coronaginus, which
okay,
is stupid.
you can try the okay, so before they came over to do the podcast today, Manny texted the group text and threw a joke out there, and nobody responded to it. Nobody responded to it, except for Manny, who responded to his own joke and said, "That's dumb." That was dumb. But go ahead and try your joke out, and then comment. Yeah. And let us know what you think of Manny's joke.
So I had a bit of a tragedy happen in my household, and they had to remove my wife's vagina. I went down on her, and apparently she got coronaginus. Hey! Yeah. Horrible. I love Alex's face. He was like, that was the dumbest shit I've ever.
We were sitting in bed, Alex and I, playing Halo earlier when you texted that, and I saw her read her phone. I felt mine vibrate, so I figured it was the group text.
Right.
And then I pulled it up, and I was like, "See Manny's joke?" And her response didn't even say shit. She just was like, just kind of shook her head yes. So I don't know if you should put that in your act.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one out.
I feel like I didn't give it the attention it deserved. I was kind of right before I was getting ready to come here. Yeah. Made myself some navy bean soup. Wanted to have a little bite to eat, which it's weird. I'm a fan of navy bean soup, but I always
navy bean soup. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like Campbell's soup. I think they call it bean and bacon or bean and ham.
Of course you would.
But here's the thing: I always, whenever I make,
what's a navy bean?
Yeah, explain this to us because I've never heard of navy bean soup.
Are they blue?
Blue beans. They're kind of light in color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like navy beans would be blue. Like I just think navy.
No,
I think blue.
I think they're.
Are they red, white?
I think
and blue?
they're like a. They're a lot like
Do they give you gas?
No, actually, no. I had a bowl of it before I came here, and no. But what's weird is it always makes me think of Todd in El Camino. Todd, Breaking Bad, because you guys have seen it where he's.
I've actually never seen Breaking Bad.
You've never seen Breaking Bad at all?
Yeah, I feel awful that I haven't.
I've seen Breaking Bad. I saw a lot of it, and then they have the spin-off movie. What you're talking about, El Camino. Guarantee you Alex has not seen any of them because she has not seen any movies ever.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So no, we haven't seen it, John.
So anyway, I think maybe some of the listeners have, and when Todd he brought Jesse over to take care of his house cleaner that he killed.
Right.
He's like, "Oh, before we go, you want some soup? I got like stars and chicken and navy bean." Right? So he's like all excited. There's a dead body laying in the kitchen, and he's like, you see him like dumping out the soup. Anyway, I I think of that when I'm making my navy bean soup.
All right.
As I'm stirring, it's like I see Todd like, ooh, navy bean.
Navy bean.
At some point, somebody's gonna be like, "Did you hear John killed somebody?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I can see that shit."
Yeah, and then he made some navy bean soup. I've heard of navy beans before, but I don't know why. For some reason, when you said it, it like resonated differently with me, and I was like, I guess I don't really know what exactly a navy bean is.
Yeah.
I just wikied it.
It's
Again, this is the podcast where we're trying to
I think.
not talk about the coronavirus. So now we're going to go in depth on navy beans for a
Let's
second. It says the navy bean, haircut, pearl haircut bean, Boston bean, white pea bean, or pea bean. You can call it all kinds of stuff.
all
So
right.
anyway, that's a navy bean. So you made some navy bean soup before you came over.
Well, just out of a can. I mean, I have made.
You didn't. It wasn't homemade.
You
no.
heated it up.
Yeah,
It wasn't your grandma's navy bean
Yeah.
soup recipe.
If there are any black listeners out there, I just want to know if any of you have heard of navy bean soup, because that is not some shit we grew up on. Baby, you want some navy beans? No.
I've actually
beans.
made homemade navy bean soup before. I have, and I'd like to do it again someday.
All right. Well, maybe that can happen. What was the point of the navy bean soup?
Who even fucking knows?
You were talking about before you came over here.
Oh, because of my dumb joke. You were like,
Oh
navy
yeah, I was in a
beans.
hurry. I didn't have a lot of time before coming over. I was warming up some soup, hopping in the
Okay.
shower, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so funny. I like. You better not ever try to pick up a chick and be like, "Hey, yo, what you think about these navy beans?" Like,
You're going to come over to my house for some navy beans soup.
something interesting I actually wanted to dive into today is something Alex brought up on Nicki Minaj. That shit is crazy to me. Like,
Yeah, so her husband, who's 41, didn't register as a sex offender.
Yeah,
Right.
I saw this a few weeks ago. Alex and I were in our office downstairs working, and I was like, "Holy shit! Did you know that Nicki Minaj's husband is a sex offender?"
It's crazy.
Because like that report came out, and did you know that yet?
I
you didn't know yet.
I didn't.
So I
So
read a little bit about it anyway.
he just bailed himself out for 20 grand or something.
Holy
I think so.
shit.
But he didn't register. But isn't she pregnant?
So they were on vacation or
I
something?
think you're right. I think she is pregnant.
Okay, if you're pregnant
Yeah.
and your husband is a sex offender and he's not registering and this and that, like, how can you have a child? Okay, so here's what happened because I
Yeah.
read about it. So he was 15 and his girlfriend at the time was 16.
Wait, real quick. He didn't register to be a sex offender where?
Right,
Like,
wherever they live right now.
Because okay,
so they moved and he didn't register yet, and that's why he got arrested?
Yes.
Okay.
so you have to register everywhere. It doesn't matter what state you go to, right?
You have
Wherever
to
you
keep
live,
registering
right?
every time you
Okay.
move?
Yeah. That's
Everywhere, yeah.
Okay.
So he was 15, his girlfriend was
I don't know,
16
John,
at
how
the
does
time.
registering as a sex offender work? Sorry.
We weren't going to bring that up, I thought. He's trying
Anybody
to,
who makes navy bean soup, I got
he's
fucking
trying
questions.
to date. We weren't going to bring it up. But he raped her because
Right.
she didn't want to have sex, and he like had weapons.
The girl that is the 16-year-old when he
Yeah.
was 15.
So it's
Yeah.
like extremely violent.
Violent rape.
Like
Yeah,
rape.
he
Okay.
looks like a violent person.
Yeah,
He
I've seen
does,
pictures.
yeah.
I'm
He looks
like, holy
scary.
shit.
Yeah. He
So I'm
looks like he
Nicki,
will rape you.
What
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah.
So you have a kid with him.
Can you imagine that though? Like, you don't know this about somebody. You've been with them. You're married,
Yeah,
and
but she
you're
knows
carrying
it about
knew.
him. She knows
Oh,
it
she
about him.
knew.
Yeah.
She did know.
Okay.
That's the
They've
thing.
been friends since like they were growing up.
Yeah.
But it's still
Damn.
so weird.
That's
Because I read about it the day where before he
Yeah.
got locked up for not registering.
Yeah.
When I saw it was like 2 weeks ago that a story came out about I was on the Daily Mail about how he's a registered sex offender, and I was
Right.
like, I didn't know that. I want to read about it. And yeah, apparently he followed this girl home, and then like forced his way into her apartment.
Yeah.
I thought it was his girlfriend. But
Well, in the story that I read, it just said it was
was
like a
just a-
stranger.
that's weird.
Wow,
But,
that's even
What?
worse. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
both of them are awful, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But
yeah.
it's,
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
it
yeah.
said
One
that
is
he
a little
like
more predatory.
forcibly
One is more
raped her.
violent.
yeah.
I feel like.
But
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj knows about it
Right.
and has known about it the whole time. But she like is like, you don't have all the facts or whatever, that kind of thing. But
She was like defending him.
Yeah, she was
clapping
defending
back
him.
at somebody who was commenting.
How do you? I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I love my spouse, but it's like, shit. If you did something awful, like, I can't. That's
I
like being
wouldn't be
married
able
to.
to, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like being married to Hitler. I couldn't just be like, well, you know, like, he had some good qualities. No, you know what I mean? Like, no.
Hitler made a great navy bean soup. I don't care what you say about the Jews and all the stuff that he did with that. That man would make navy bean soup every Tuesday, and I love him for that. You can't. If I found out that I was with somebody who was like a rapist or had murdered somebody, and it wasn't like in self-defense, and it was, I would not be able to be with them.
Yeah.
Like, especially as a woman, would you be able to be with somebody who was a sex offender?
No.
You know what's even like crazier is like, I'm sure that somebody's been married to somebody just in the history of the world for 30 years. You didn't know that they did something, and it's like, fuck, you've known this person over half of your life. And you just gotta,
I mean, there's a lot of sex offenders that haven't been caught, that aren't registered because they haven't been caught. I mean, a lot of women are married to sex offenders that they haven't been caught yet.
But it's fascinating to me how people could just turn a blind eye just to abuses like that.
People do it with people, like, it's that whole bullshit about, well, it's family or whatever. Yeah. They'll be with somebody for 30 years and then find out something terrible about them, and they'll still stand by their side.
Right.
I don't understand that. Or moms who have or parents in general who have like a kid who grows up to be a murderer.
Right.
They'll still have their back, and that always trips me out.
A lot of parents do.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I don't have any kids of my own.
Yeah.
I got step kids who I consider my own. Like, I love them like they're my own. Yeah, I do.
Do you though?
I do.
I'm just kidding.
I think I do. Maybe not. Maybe I need to work on that.
I'm just kidding.
But I would do anything for them.
Totally.
But if Jax, the 7-year-old, grew up to be like a murderer.
Murderer, yeah.
You always say a murderer. Like, whenever you talk about murder, a murderer.
Murder.
To catch her.
But I wouldn't be like, I'd be like, fuck you, man.
Dude,
you killed somebody. So, like, I don't understand how parents can like give their kids a pass, especially like when they're like serial killers and stuff, and they're still.
Yeah.
It's like that Netflix documentary that came out, "Don't Fuck with Cats."
Yep.
The dude was a sick killer, and his mom still like stands by him.
And the mom like blames somebody else.
Yeah.
And it was him the whole time.
So let me. So I'm with you 100%. I'm with Jubal 100% on this. But let's ask the two parents in the room. So, your love for your kid is unconditional. You would do anything for him. You want to protect him from harm. But if you found out that your son is like a serial killer, would you? I mean, you still got love for him, right? But how do you stand by him in something like that?
I don't think. I don't know. I don't know how I would react to something like that. I mean, because
until it happens.
Yeah,
it's like,
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if my son was a serial killer, I don't think I would actually continue to have a relationship.
Yeah,
that'd be hard, right? It's like
it's
like you love your baby, and it's like, this is a part of me. I created this individual, and then it's like you've done.
Some people are so sick and twisted, and I can't stand those people.
Yeah,
and there's so many of them, and that's somebody's son, that's somebody's daughter.
Sure.
You know,
well, and when you say that, like, I can vouch for you. She's like, I think that you would be honest about it, and you'd be like, no, fuck that. I can't support them. Like, I'm not going to go and sit on their side of the courtroom when they've murdered 3 people and be like, but did a really nice boy. Because, that's what happens with some, like, parents. I think they get in this area where they can't see their kid as anything but, like, the sweet little kid. And it's like they grow up to shoot up a school or something else like that. Like, at that point...
Oh, yeah.
They're no longer a sweet little kid.
If Jack shut up at school, that would hit a nerve with me.
Yeah.
Like...
And that's the thing, though, is like people just will stick by their family members no matter what, because they say, well, it's family, you got to, but no, you don't. Like, they do. And I don't understand that. Like, the whole, it's blood, it's our blood. And I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
There's
if someone's
like
terrible,
more
they're
that
terrible.
are not my blood.
Yeah.
Totally. It's like, I asked myself if I had a kid and they were slanging like cocaine to the whole school, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I could forgive that shit, but you know what I mean? I'd be disappointed. You know what I mean? I'd be disappointed in him, but I'd be like, yo, that motherfucker had business sense. You know what I mean? Like, so.
We just need to find a way to direct that so that he can make some legit money.
Exactly, right?
But I mean, there's things you can forgive, but then there's really horrible crimes that you can't forgive. It always cracked me up, back in the day when they would have news stories like of like a shooting, like a drive-by and stuff, like in LA. And there'd always be a mom on there just be like, talking about how my baby, they took my baby, he was an angel, and then they show a fucking picture of him and he's got fucking tattoos all over his face. It's like that dude.
Yeah, that
was
dude.
a gangster.
Yeah, he was posed with tattoos and a dead body.
Yeah,
baby, I don't know why.
he never hurt nobody. No, he hurt a lot of fucking
Never hurt
people.
nobody.
Yeah, he definitely hurt somebody.
I would be devastated if Jack's like, or Bella, but
totally,
it's a lot of men. So.
Even with
males.
even with like hurting an animal, like I would just be like,
that
would be the start of it, right?
Yeah.
It's like that would, if you saw your kid do that, I'd be like, fuck, we need to check this motherfucker in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we need to nip this shit in the bud right
That's
now.
what I think is like. I think there's a lot of there's a lot of signs, and there's a lot of parents that just don't want to pay attention to the signs. Like from everything you read about serial killers, and you like, there always like are major signs of them when they're young, like killing cats and things like that. And why is it always cats? I don't understand why it starts with cats.
Seriously, man. Like I get it though.
It
Like
always starts with cats.
Like I've got cats. I love my cats, but they're assholes.
Yeah,
They really
yeah,
are. You know what I mean?
they
They
are.
are.
They
You know.
are.
But
Maybe they feel like it's a 50-50 shot. Like
Yeah.
if I kill this cat, my parents might be like, yeah, fuck it, it's a cat. But if I kill a dog, they're going to be pissed.
Yeah,
They're going to start asking questions. But it's weird. It always starts with animals, and these parents must not pay attention or something like that.
But I've had, I feel like friends or like family members that are like, oh, Jimmy just crazy. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're not addressing what's wrong with him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he just was like tried to stab, our other cousin. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's
Like,
what they do. They just say, oh, that's just them being them.
Yeah.
Like, no, at a certain point, no.
It's wild though. But back to Nicki Minaj, I'm just like, damn, I don't know how you could be with somebody knowing that happened. I get that people change, but it's like, fuck, man, that's an aggressive ass thing to do.
It's
And he
scary.
doesn't
How'd
look
you
like
trust?
he's changed
That's
at
what I'm
all.
saying.
How'd you trust?
Yeah.
You know what's funny
I
though?
don't.
There are some rappers and even singers, I've never understood this. Like, say for instance, a Chris Brown or a Bow Wow. Like, you didn't grow up in the hood. You weren't a thug.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
now all of a sudden that you are kind of, and you made it. All of a sudden now you're trying to like hang out with the Crips and the Bloods. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
it's
is wrong
weird.
with you? You don't need that, but you're just trying to have some sort of street cred.
Yeah.
Why?
And but that's why I like Tyga. You know
Yeah.
Tyga.
Mm-hmm.
John, you know who Tyga is?
He was
Tiger, he
part of
did Kylie.
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
And, and he actually wanted, he was like, I want that baby tested. I'm like, did you hear about that
Yeah.
shit?
No.
Yeah, oh my God.
I just figured
Damn.
everybody in this room probably knows who Tyga is, but
Yeah.
I was like, John might not know who Tyga is.
He was part of Young Money. He was
Okay.
Yeah. But
So he's a rapper, but and he always raps about having money. He raps about like bitches and stuff like that. Like that's his thing. But I've seen people call him out and try to be like, "Oh, you're a studio," but he doesn't ever try to act gangster,
right.
or hood or whatever. And I like him because he owns it. He's like, "Yeah, I grew up middle class, upper middle class, but I rap about money and sex." Like he's not rapping about the other stuff. He's just like, yeah, like he's always had money. So that, but it cracks me up though, like how there's so many people who want to be rappers that are like in their parents' basement writing about how they have $1 million and they're running drugs and shit like that. And it's like, no, you don't. I don't know why they do that.
Dude,
but yeah, when they like Bow Wow and those guys, they blow up and then they want to start acting like that.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what happened with Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? Is like he started hanging out with the Crips, and then he like snitched on all of them, or the Bloods, with the Bloods, and then he like snitched on all of them.
Yeah, he like snitched on everybody.
Okay.
Oh, are you looking up
You
what he
looking
looks
at
like?
Tiger?
Yeah, no, I recognize him now.
It's that hippity hop shit that they're talking about.
You listen to Tiger while you're making some navy bean soup.
When you were married to your black wife, did she ever take you to the club, or did you just?
No.
Yeah, what was your guys' favorite pastime? What did you guys do?
Our favorite pastime.
Yeah.
We'd cook together sometimes. Make
Oh, okay.
good food. and-
Collard greens.
There you go.
No, I mean she knew how, but she didn't like cooking a lot of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would request it sometimes.
Girl, why'd you do it? That's Collard greens. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, we
That's
just
cool.
yeah. It's It's weird. Well, I don't understand where that came from.
I just was wondering. Like I've always wondered that. So it's amazing.
Like what we did.
Yeah, just what the hangouts were. So, I just pictured you at a club. You know what I mean, in the middle of like a hood club, just going.
I would love to see that.
I was the only white guy in the middle talking about. Just grinding on.
You're walking in there with some Stacey Adams on.
The nicest shoes.
No, it's weird that when we were out, she, out of any woman that I'd ever been with, she got more attention.
Really?
Like from, like just guys and just everyone. Yeah. Okay. Like it was kind of frustrating. Like
I you know what I mean? I feel like you have lived the most interesting life out of everybody here at the table. I know it doesn't seem like it, but you have the best stories. I always tell everybody that. So
yeah, he got his whistle blown on a ferry.
Yeah, exactly. We actually were talking about, I'm not going to mention it because we said we're not going to talk about it. But
was the thing?
Yeah, we were asking if I was asking him if somebody had the corona, would you let them blow you? And he was like, well, I'm not going to kiss him in the mouth. You didn't see the tip of your dick go.
Yeah. Just the little mouth on top is just coughing.
Oh, shit. I owe $100.
Yeah, you mentioned the coronavirus. Yep. There's no way you can get through any conversation now.
You really can't.
It, honestly.
Oh, my
God. Crazy.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk about the thing that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
But well, so I'm not going to talk about it. Give me $100 back.
No. No, I'm not going to talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh, man.
Talk about it when it's killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they're young.
Yeah.
The one thing
because the flu kills a lot of people.
Totally. The one thing I actually did want to kind of shit on, Mike Bloomberg. How do you spend $500 million and you only get like 5 votes from like America Samoa? Which does that even count as a state?
I don't.
Well, it's a territory, and I think if you were to ask somebody to name off the territories, they may not even get that one. Right? Like,
exactly.
They'd be like Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, and then stop from there.
I just wondered, like, being a billionaire, though, like, he literally could have given all of us money here in Washington. Mm-hmm. He could have been like, yo, I'm going to give everybody $10,000, just vote for me. And he would have gotten more.
He would have gotten votes for sure. Yeah. I just know that it was crazy. Like, the political advertising is insane.
Dude, it's wild.
I put that video up on my Instagram last week.
With you and Jax.
Yeah, because I was in the office. If people who listen to the podcast haven't seen it, I was in the office and I was looking at a YouTube video, and a Mike Bloomberg ad came up, and Alex and I were both in there and heard from the kitchen, "Is that Mike Bloomberg?" I'm like, what the fuck? Alex looks back at me and I look at her and I'm like, did this motherfucker just say, "Is that Mike Bloomberg?"
Yeah.
And I was like, come in here. And he's like, he walks in and I'm like, you know who Mike Bloomberg is? Like, yeah. I'm like, who is he? He's like, he's president. And I was like, no, he wants to be president.
Right.
And then he even knew the tagline of the ad. He was like, that's why Trump is scared of Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Just this morning, he's waking up and Alex and I are in bed and he walks in. It's like, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something, 8 something. Mm-hmm. I don't have any track of time anymore. It's like 8 something. And he walks in and Alex is like, did you hear Mike Bloomberg dropped out?
Yeah.
And legit.
Yeah.
7-year-old was like, what? Oh no! Like he's more invested in the political race than I am.
Yeah,
or Alex. Like,
totally than any of us, I'm sure.
He's like, why? Why did he drop out? He's like, I don't know. I guess he thought he couldn't win. He's like, what did he say? He's like, he's so much.
He was bummed about it.
He was. He was like, he's so much better than Trump. Like, we don't even talk politics in the house.
You know what's so fascinating?
He gets it from YouTube.
From that standpoint, it makes you wonder, just social media wise, if you had $500 million, not that you'd want to get famous, but you could pretty much just advertise to the world and everybody be like, oh shit, who is John Slayton?
Right? I know.
You would be the next big thing, you know?
Yeah.
Well, just like you could produce your own movies if you had the money to.
That's true. Yeah,
you could make people believe anything you want if you have enough money. If you run ads or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see one Mike Bloomberg ad. It was so weird.
It's so funny.
How did I not see one?
I would be watching our videos and all of a sudden in the middle a commercial would pop up and I'd be like, oh shit. Like
on the YouTube?
On YouTube. Yeah. And like certain.
I don't even have advertising turned on
really?
YouTube. Yeah.
So, or maybe it
it might, because sometimes they'll just throw them on there and you don't even know.
There were certain things I was watching. I was like, this is fucking weird. But I mean, Yeah, you guys were popping up in random places. I mean, literally, I was playing Words with Friends, and you guys popped up on there. Remember when you were doing the LA Rams thing?
Oh, yeah,
yeah. That would show up on there. So I don't know if it's algorithms or just what, but
I have
it's
no
funny.
idea.
Yeah.
You make a great mule.
Thank you.
This is
yeah,
incredible.
And mules are my favorite drink.
Yeah.
I don't drink a lot, but they're my favorite.
I feel you. Like, it's so funny. I've been ordering those now every time I go to like the bar.
Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule.
You know,
Alex makes a great Moscow Mule.
I do.
And like that's what we're usually drinking
Yeah.
on the podcasts. Alex doesn't make one for herself because she doesn't drink that much, but she always makes us one when we're doing the podcast. So
Just trying to kill
what's
us
your
slowly.
secret? So
Yeah.
this is the way conversations are going now, trying to avoid talking
I'm
about.
going to tell you my secret recipe on how to make a Moscow Mule because
right.
we have
All right.
nothing else to talk
Would
about.
love that.
So Moscow Mules are a hit or miss, right? So if you
Right.
go in to a restaurant, it's either going to be too sour or it's going to be perfect or it's going to be good,
Right.
But I feel like my Moscow Mules are just the best because I've learned what works together.
Right.
But it definitely has to be in a copper mug.
Yeah.
Like if it's
I
not,
agree.
I don't understand why a copper mug.
it like
It
it
makes
like
it better.
affects something.
Yeah.
Maybe the
In the ginger beer.
Okay.
The ginger and the copper. I don't know. But it definitely is better in a copper mug.
okay.
So I put usually 2 shots of huckleberry vodka. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
This is just with Tito's, but
Oh, the Huckleberry vodka is legit. It's really good.
my favorite
Okay.
mule is 2 shots of huckleberry vodka at the 44 North, and then some lime juice with the bullet ice that we have is actually the best.
It's
you know?
damn good.
Like little
And then also
Yeah, oh, I love
nuggets
those
of ice.
the
Yeah.
cute
Yeah, yeah.
ginger beer. The ginger beer though is where it's at. So the ginger beer, if it's house made, usually is too sour or it's not good from like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like half of the restaurants will do their own like house ginger beer. So
Shout out
but
to Q Ginger Beer, man. That
Yeah.
that is a good ginger
Cute
beer.
ginger beer is made in New
It's
York.
in New York, yeah.
And it's so good. It has cayenne pepper in it actually. It's just delicious. The way that it like mixes with the huckleberry and the lime is just perfect.
Wow.
That's why we drink Q Ginger Beer. It sounds like an ad. I promise it's not an ad, but Q Ginger Beer is dope though. It is
Yeah,
good. It's
so
like
when
the best one.
we went to New York, and when we would order meals, they would have cute ginger beer because it's local.
Oh, okay.
And they would call it our local ginger beer, and I was like, local? That shit's everywhere.
Yeah.
They don't know though, like it's
Yeah.
probably in the grocery stores across the U.S. They don't know that,
Right.
but whenever someone has cute ginger beer, it's very rare. I'm super excited.
So
Yeah.
the one place I really do like their mules is Joey's.
Joey's actually isn't in a copper mug, but they have really good mules.
Yeah, and it's like is it like shaved ice or something that they put on
It's
top
like
of
a
it? Or like
slushy.
A slushy, yeah.
But literally, that's the only meal that I like
Yeah.
not in a copper mug is
Same
at
here.
Joey's.
Yeah,
Huh. What kind of mug do they give it
It's
to you?
just
it's
in
just
a
a
glass.
glass.
Just a regular glass.
Yeah.
But
But
it's very rare to get a Moscow Mule in a regular glass and have it taste good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joey's does it good though.
Yeah.
for
Wow.
sure.
So,
Man.
so there we go. We got
So that's,
we got
that's
through.
my-
We talked about navy bean soup. We talked about Nicki Minaj's
I do.
sex offender husband. A little bit about Mike Bloomberg.
How to make a Moscow Mule.
It's really hard to have a conversation
is.
right now without talking about the thing.
Manny, what do you got?
Well, I wanted to save this for the end, but one of my favorite interviewers passed away, James Lipton from Inside the Actor Studio.
Yeah, I didn't realize how old he was.
93. Like that's
Really?
fucking
Babe, do you know who
old.
James Lipton is?
No, I don't know who that is.
So
So I'm gonna
he
show
was
you a
on-
picture. I'll
Yeah,
pull up
show
a picture.
show a picture. So for those of you who don't know, James Lipton was on Inside the Actor Studio. So he used to interview different celebrities for years.
That guy?
One
I
of
don't know
his
who that
Alex
most,
said Alex doesn't recognize him at all. I just put a picture of him.
You'll have to see it. One of his best episodes was with Chappelle way back in the day, and it was right when Chappelle came back from Africa. And
So he was cool. I just want to explain.
yeah, go for it.
Who James Lipton is,
Yeah.
just for Alex and anybody else who doesn't know. But inside the actor studio, he would interview actors and just celebrities or whatever. But his interviews are better than like a Tonight Show interview,
Right.
You know, like a lot more in depth and like less about like. So I hear you and
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston held hands on set. You know,
Yeah.
it would like for especially for people that are like in the arts, like he would ask a lot about their process and everything
Right.
else like that. So. Like a really respected interviewer guy,
Gotcha.
and
he died?
and he's
just-
dead.
Is it old age or
93. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a blessing. Like that's the one thing is like when people are like, "Oh my God, he's so, you know what I mean." Let the man go on. Like I don't want to live past like 90.
Now, did he have underlying conditions?
I doubt it.
Yeah. Do you think he got sick from something that's going around?
He probably
these days?
got some sort of virus.
Yeah, probably.
But
The people always say that.
was
they're
he
like,
from Kirkland? Who knows, you know,
oh yeah.
people know that. First person with that virus died in Kirkland.
I know, crazy, 9 of them.
People always say like when someone's like 90-something years old, like sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, it's tragic." I'm like, it's not tragic at all.
Seriously,
no, they just fell and broke their hip and died.
Yeah, they lived a long time.
I don't know if I really want to live past 87. You know what I mean? Like it's
okay. That's a
the
question.
age, 87.
I feel like 87 on the dot. I don't know why.
How? Yeah, like some people talk about wanting to live forever. I don't think I'd want to live forever.
Nah. Like, did you see the oldest guy in the world? He just got the title of oldest man in the world and then died. You know what I mean? And it was like
really?
He was like 106 or some shit like that.
106, I thought,
or was
like
he 113? Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was that old.
I'll Google it. Yeah. The oldest,
but it's like
wasn't somebody like 123 or something like that?
I think there was somebody who made it to that. But I remember my mom saying she went to
the oldest man who has ever lived. Was some dude from France who lived to 122.
Damn.
Fuck.
122 years old. Like,
damn.
You gotta be so fucking tired.
That's what,
in pain.
So that was the thing is my mom went to, so my uncle who married into the family went to his grandma's 103rd birthday, and she was like, "Oh, it must be such a blessing to be alive." And she literally was like, "This shit hurts every day."
Oh my
God. You know
God.
what I mean? And it's like, why would you want any of that?
I've seen some old people who are honest like that too. Like they'll be in their 80s or 90s and they're like, "But it's so great." And they're like, "Nah, this shit's fucking terrible. Like, I do not want to do this anymore."
Exactly. If I could kill myself,
yeah. My goddamn family keeps fucking like hooking me up to shit every time I'm sick. This is bullshit. Stop it.
Exactly. It's crazy to me though. It's like they said that there is probably somebody today who was just born who will probably live to be like 130. Just with science and technology.
Yeah.
Why? I mean,
they keep making us live longer and longer and longer.
True. But I mean, if I don't really look youthful or feel youthful,
it's weird. Like if you think about it,
yeah,
your bodies age very quickly, relatively speaking.
Totally.
I mean,
I mean, I don't want to look like my balls, like you know what I mean, at like 130.
Yeah.
You know,
if there's a way to like slow down.
Well,
aging,
so they think that they might have found out by cutting telomeres off of your genes, where the telomeres are the things that make your skin age and everything else. And if they feel like if they can cut these off and prevent them from like
holy shit,
dying,
what if
so it's like you can edit
they cut
genes.
them off and then you just stayed that same age forever?
Okay, that's a great question. If you had that option, would you live forever?
I mean, if I knew what was next, maybe.
Yeah.
But what the fuck? I mean, for all we know, we could just die and nothing happens.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like,
okay, so if we died and nothing happens, like the lights just go out,
right?
Would you live forever if you knew that there was nothing left?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably if
what else would you do?
But then you got to watch everyone you care about die.
But if you could keep everybody around you, you know.
Or what if you didn't care about anybody? No.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you could change it, and I mean, I guess if I knew for a fact there was nothing after you die,
right,
I'd probably want to live, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you've got your person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, I think about it, it's like, I mean, I love my wife, but it's like, do I want to deal with your shit for thousands of years?
I mean, just get it.
I mean, there's those relationships where people have been together for like 60 years and they're like, they'll never get a divorce. And then they get a divorce at 65 for some goddamn reason.
Like, not to get back to politics, but Al Gore divorced his like wife like at 60 something or 70. I'm like,
that's weird.
What are you trying to do?
All people do that.
Why
They
though?
just get tired of each other. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well live the rest of the years that you're going to be alive.
That's what I'm
happy.
saying. Like, nobody's trying to meet your ass. You know what I mean? After 70.
I mean, I guess if you're 65 years old and you guys like, I mean, I guess it depends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see myself being 65 being like, I want to get a divorce now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if we weren't happy, I would.
Yeah.
If we weren't happy for a while, but I mean,
that's a good point. I mean, if you're not happy, nobody's worth the price of being miserable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, fuck, man. Like, I'm not gonna meet anybody. I'm not really trying. Like, what are you trying to like slang dick after like 70? No,
you didn't even get it up.
That's what I'm
then,
saying, right? Unless you got a stockpile.
Well,
of Viagra.
that could be part of the problem. Maybe with a woman at 70, still wants some dick, and maybe they hadn't fucked in years. And
well, these retirement homes, man, they like. they have. Well, there's another problem at the retirement
Sexual
old people's
assault
homes now.
at the old homes.
Yeah, they do. They have herpes. They're always getting STDs there.
Oh my god!
No shit, I didn't know
They're
that.
always getting STDs at the retirement homes.
That's
yeah. They're also getting the other thing that we're
Pills,
not trying to talk about on this. But other than that, they're getting STDs all the time.
Did you see that one old nasty old man? Remember that one podcast that we did?
Oh yeah.
It was this old man. Somebody was taking care of him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Suck my dick."
He was senile, you could tell.
Yeah.
He was like, "Why don't you just
But
suck
you know,
my
I've
dick?"
always wondered, when you go senile, is that the truest version of yourself? Is
I've always
everything else a
wondered that
filter?
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he was like,
yeah.
I mean, going on and on and on and on and on. And she was like, "Ew, that's nasty."
Come on, just
And
suck my
then
dick.
like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
And then I showed you another one of a lady doing it. This old
Wow.
lady who was senile. She was like,
This is so-
"Lick my pussy."
Wow.
Wow.
Rub on my pussy. Like,
You know,
she was
it's
Both of them
crazy.
seemed senile and like it
really
was
horny.
Yeah.
really horny,
But
and it was super creepy.
You think about it, if you take away all the human filters, really at its core, we're kind of animals, right? We're
Yeah.
like
yeah, we're
instinctual.
just trying to bang.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know some things mate for life, but I think, don't dolphins have sex for fun? Like, and I've seen like
Yeah.
chimps-
Dolphins
I
do.
mean-
Fruit bats give oral sex for pleasure.
Monkeys
Oh,
have
shit.
to.
Huh.
I don't
Monkeys
care.
have to.
Monkeys fucking have
Yeah.
to.
Oh yeah, monkeys have.
I've
to
seen
feel
some gross
pleasure.
shit. Like I saw a video where a monkey.
I should-
That's right. Yeah, not to be gross, but
Where
came
they're
in his
jerking
hand
off at
and
the
they
zoo.
ate it.
He was like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was like, oh,
Yeah.
like, and then just went on about his business.
Yeah.
You could tell he fucking enjoyed it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
In front of all the little kids. What is he doing?
Yeah.
What is it,
What
the-
other animals masturbate? I wonder. Other than
Well, let's figure it out.
Let's fucking Google it.
But I do have a questionnaire for you guys at the very end.
Here, real quick,
Yeah,
just for retirement communities, chlamydia infections increase by 52%.
Fuck.
When you go live in a retirement place. Syphilis infections rose
Why?
65%.
Wow.
Why?
Gonorrhea increases more than 90%. A lot
Are
of
they just
gonorrhea.
Fucking, like, why?
Damn. Well, I heard.
just
So
bang.
if you don't get it treated, though, you can go senile from that, right? Because that's
I
what
don't
Al
know.
Capone died from. Right?
Syphilis.
Syphilis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So that's
Syphilis will
wild.
fuck up your brain if you don't get it treated
Yeah.
wow.
For pleasure.
for pleasure. Yes, I just
What
googled
animals
what,
masturbate for pleasure?
I'm googling what animals masturbate for pleasure. See, these are the kind of conversations you have to have now to avoid the goddamn.
Exactly. You want to have a good Thanksgiving this year? Not talk politics? Talk about this shit.
Yeah, humans didn't invent masturbation. Blah blah blah.
Oh, wow.
I'm reading this thing. So primates. It doesn't say
Which
for
looks like
pleasure.
a,
But what is it? Bonobo monkeys or something like
Okay.
that? Those are
those are
pervert
the ones. Oh
monkeys.
my
Really?
God,
Like they
are.
rape each other and shit. Like
Damn.
they're
I
fucking
mean,
like crazy.
That's the one that I showed you.
Yeah.
I saw one about these two. I was watching this one with a gorilla. The female gorilla turned around and was getting ready, and then all of a sudden, the king gorilla like ran up and was like, "Yo, like that's my bitch." You know what I mean? And,
Whoa.
like it was wild. And he ran off. It was whew.
Here, as far as primates go, like monkeys and stuff, even female orangutans and capuchin monkeys have both been observed. I don't know if I said that right. Have both been observed using sticks and other plant parts as makeshift dildos.
Oh wow.
So actually make dildos.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Thailand.
Yeah.
There's like these palm oil fields or whatever.
Yeah.
That the people who work there, like after they get off, go to this village where they have these orangutans.
Oh, this shit
for
is so
sex.
sad.
So these palm oil workers pay these people
Mm-hmm.
to have sex with this orangutan, and like they like put makeup on them and like
Yeah.
dress them up.
Yeah.
And at this point, the
Wait, people are having
They've
sex with
trained
orangutans
the monkeys to have sex.
Wasn't that how? So
They dress it up.
yeah,
Like
and
put
put makeup
lipstick
on
on
it,
it.
and then so the female orangutans
so sad.
will
Yeah.
like just open their legs and be like, all right, and you can tell like they're explaining it like you can tell that they don't want to do it.
damn.
But
Wow.
they've trained them to do it for these like farm workers
Fucking
that
gross.
basically
Where the
just go
fuck is
there and-
PETA?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
You know, it's
why
crazy to
the
me because isn't that how AIDS got? Or that's theoretically how
AIDS came from a monkey. That's
Right.
what they say.
That's what they say.
And I don't know if it was like necessarily from having sex with one or
Probably.
not, but maybe.
Yeah. Shit.
But like, if you're
you're
willing
getting
to pay a prostitute,
Yeah. Just.
if you're willing to pay a prostitute monkey,
Oh my god.
like putting $5 into a human.
What I'm saying. Come on, man.
You're
Probably
gonna
paying more for the monkey.
That's what
Yeah,
I
they
mean.
really are.
It's weird.
Like Dave Chappelle said in a set, he was like, you know how strong a monkey is? It'll rip your dick off and like throw it in the bush, and I
Yeah.
don't want to lose mine.
Yeah,
Oh,
what if
man.
she suddenly decided she wasn't having it?
Yeah, can you imagine a monkey
Oh,
freaking out on
shit.
you during
Yeah.
sex?
Yeah.
So dolphins and whales masturbate.
Yeah.
Says masturbation has been seen in bottlenose and spinner dolphins. I'm not making the spinner thing up. Killer whales and 2 types of river dolphin.
Wow.
So no one knows whether bigger whales masturbate or not. I'm sure they do though.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, man.
elephants masturbate.
Okay.
Walruses masturbate.
Rodents.
Rodents
Do elephants
masturbate.
use their trunk? You think?
Probably. Definitely.
Beating off with your
Oh
truck.
my god.
Rodents masturbate.
It's like a flashlight, I guess, that trunk, right?
Holy shit.
Bats masturbate. Typically, they'll lick their penis and sometimes have an orgasm, so they give themselves head.
Holy
Wow.
Damn. Lizards masturbate. Holy shit. I
That's
didn't know
wild.
that.
Like, who is studying these? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, who's just
But is
what?
this for pleasure?
Well, it doesn't say for pleasure, but I mean, I'm guessing if you're masturbating,
Or
it's
to
for pleasure.
avoid prostate infection.
Yeah,
point.
it could be like a thing that they're just full. That's a
Damn.
disgusting picture. Turtles masturbate as well. Well, but
Wait,
you've seen
how
like,
do they masturbate?
I mean, you've seen the pictures or the videos
Probably
of turtles like
grind on
humping
things.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's having sex. Like that's not masturbating. They're not getting their.
Didn't you have the
dick
one
off.
of the turtle humping the shoe?
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
turtle that humps a shoe. But here's the video of a turtle. We're watching a video. I probably can't put this on the YouTube because of rights, but
Taken down.
this turtle
Because
is...
like dogs don't use their hands, but they'll
They'll
you know,
lick the shit out of themselves.
Yeah.
See if you
Okay.
can hear this.
grind.
This is a turtle. He's got a
Ew.
really long penis.
What the fuck is that?
Is that it? Look at that, John.
Wait, what? Wait,
What
wait,
is that?
wait, is he having sex with the grass? Like, is it feeling good when he
I
rubs
don't-
it against the grass?
I don't know.
Getting paper cuts and shit.
It-
I've seen dogs just drag their junk on the ground.
Oh,
like that too.
my God.
The turtle thing doesn't even look like a penis,
That's
though.
not masturbating.
Okay,
It didn't
that's
like have his arm and like take
Yeah.
its dick.
I don't know.
you
If
know?
maybe
Yeah.
there's different forms of it.
that's humping something
yeah,
else.
but I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's different forms of masturbating. You can hump something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because I think we've all done a
Yeah,
hands-free
totally.
masturbation.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well,
penguins masturbate apparently.
Hands-free masturbation.
Hands-free masturbation. I haven't really ever done a hands-free masturbation.
Really?
Yeah, you can. You can sit there
Yeah.
and you can just orgasm. Just for,
Well, I can't do. I like not like masturbating. Like if
Right.
I was by myself, I wouldn't be able to just
when I was
think myself.
when I was a kid, I was a freak. I mean, I used to hump things, and then I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
A lot of
you're
guys, like,
up on
hump the
fucking
couch.
Hump the
you
couch.
guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I've
You
I've
guys.
ground
I
my dick, wrapped it in a shirt and ground it into the bed,
Yeah.
Sure, we've all been there.
yeah.
Oh,
I
I
cut a
probably,
hole
I
in
think
it.
I've done that before with a shirt when I was a kid too. Because you're just tired of using your hand. You're like, I just want to pretend like there's something underneath
Oh
me.
my God!
Um,
I've never done that, you freaks. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out, I just wanted to, because of James Lipton, I actually wanted to do the questionnaire, but I wanted to do it for the person who hasn't seen the show. So James Lipton used to have these questions that he would ask
Oh, yeah.
all the actors at the very end of the
Oh,
show,
yeah.
Okay.
and they were really like, it told you a lot about the person. So I'm gonna
that's a good
ask you.
idea.
Oh, jeez.
I wish you would have told us about that before
I
we started
know.
doing the podcast. Where we're like, "Fuck, we don't want to talk about the coronavirus or politics. What should we talk about?"
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad you waited till the end.
I'm sorry, I dropped the ball on that.
Because you've already got your answer all figured out.
Well, no. Well, I mean,
We'll do it to Alex because she has
Yeah,
never seen the
because
show.
she's never,
and I know what the questions are. Most of them, I think so.
totally.
Jubal just has a monkey holding his dick on a screen.
Yeah, and it's not even the masturbation stuff I was looking up. It's just that it's my background on my computer.
Let's see. Actually, this thing didn't show all the questions. Let me see if I could get it real quick. Julie, can you pull it up?
James Lipton, final
Inside the
questions.
actor,
or-
final questions. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it. All right. Alex, what is your favorite word?
Fuck off. Is that?
You could hyphenate it.
Yeah, you can have it. I mean, it could be any word. Any
Yeah.
word.
I mean, I like fuck.
Okay, there you
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite word?
Probably something to do with abuse.
Okay.
Or
One word. Your least favorite word.
It could be an abusive word. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense. Anything that's abusive towards somebody. That makes sense.
I don't know. I mean,
I know, put you on the spot, huh?
So rape, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Totally.
I mean, it's like
that's a bad word.
I hate that word.
Yeah.
What turns you on?
What turns me on?
Slightly above average.
Adderall.
Oh, there you go.
Monkey porn.
Porn.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Elsa James.
There.
Elsa Jean.
No, that does not turn you on.
What turns you off?
Oh, jeez.
Hair.
What turns me off? Bad smelling.
Sound like a freak right now.
Bad
Like-
smelling.
like-
Oh, yeah, there you go. Bad
Maybe
smelling.
halitosis.
Yeah, that's always
Halitosis.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Halitosis.
I don't understand
Yeah.
how people kiss someone with halitosis. Ugh.
Saying.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bad
I
smelling
had a
people
bad
can't
experience
do
with
that.
that once.
What
Everything
sound-
else was great.
Yeah. What sound or noise do you love?
My kids laughing.
I like that. What sound or noise do you hate?
Kids screaming.
Fair enough. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck or cunt. Or you fucking cunt.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Private investigator.
Oh,
Ooh, that'd be cool.
shit.
Or like a crime scene investigator.
Yeah.
Super
Oh, yeah.
fun.
That would be
see
fun.
that.
I don't know if I could do that. I'd be crying too much. So I feel bad for the
The
people.
crazy, you just walk through.
I'm like, holy fuck!
Oh,
fucking
shit.
Kobe Bryant. Oh shit, that's too soon. Too soon.
That's what they did, though. Did you see that story that came out?
passing
That
it.
fucking sheriff's department in LA was like passing
Are
around
they
Kobe
gonna
Bryant
fire
pictures?
them? Or are they
I don't know,
gonna-
probably.
Yeah, or at
Yeah.
least
I mean-
demote them. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't get
shit.
to see the pictures. I looked.
That would be funny to
Oh,
see,
man.
like the Def Jam CSI squad. You know, like they walk in the show. Oh shit! Oh, fuck. Put that on video.
Yo, get that on video before they
Put
get
that on
here.
wax.
No, get it from that angle.
What profession would you not like to do?
A teacher.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
And
be hard.
finally, last question: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You had a good fucking ride. Get in here.
Get in here,
Get your ass in here.
Get your ass in here, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. Hey, my bitch is here.
Party's here.
She's gonna make the mules.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a copper mug and he's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, fill it up."
Totally. Oh,
They got
man.
copper in heaven. And then they got gold-plated robes.
All right. Well, that was the Jubal Show podcast. We did it. We didn't talk about the coronavirus.
Only a couple
nonstop.
times.
Only a
Did our
couple
best.
times we brought it up, but it's like fucking impossible to not bring it up
Yeah.
now. And we didn't really go into politics. So
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it because it was a break from all that bullshit. Because tomorrow, whatever else you read or watch or listen to, we'll be talking about the coronavirus and politics nonstop.
Yes.
So make sure you rate, review, comment, and subscribe. There was a couple things we asked you to comment on, so do that in the comment section on YouTube. Check out the Fresh Till Death podcast every single Tuesday, only on YouTube, YouTube exclusive, where we get high and do stuff. I got a facial this week. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Alex gave me a home facial.
Yeah, like a homemade facial.
A homemade
you
facial.
know what I mean.
Yeah. She jerked off on my face.
Yeah, that's what happened. We got high and I jerked off on his
Word.
face.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube only.
It's only on YouTube. And then the Fresh Till Death podcast every single Monday. For any shows and stuff coming up, go to uglytickets.com. Other than that, make sure to follow everybody on social media at that Dreyeth.
I'm that Dreas.
At Manny Martin Jr.
Yep.
and at John Slayton. John L. Slayton.
John L. Slayton.
Except for, what the fuck are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, but I haven't even done anything there in years.
At Navy Bean Soup on Twitter.
It's at Comic John Slayton, but nothing's there.
Okay.
Because I tried to tag you on Twitter, but I never can, so
Yeah.
I give up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, follow all of us, and we'll see you next week for another Jubal Show.
See ya.
Bye.